everybody. This is Lilly Prendes from White Row Office. I hope everybody had a great end of 2017, ready to start 2018 with huge resolutions. Remember, the most important thing is to be healthy and happy. By now, everybody has heard about the new tax law that was approved at the end of December 2017. And there's a lot of speculations around it when it comes to real estate. There's a lot of people talking about capital gains cap going down, property taxes going up. So for that, I have today an expert in the matter. He has more than 17 years of experience. He's a CPA, a financial planner, and a tax attorney, Mr. Eli Panell.
Thank you, Lynn.
Thank you for being here. I know this is the busiest time of the year for him, so I really appreciate this time. And let's go straight into the topic, the new tax bill on real estate. And let's break it down and start with the home buyers. One of the incentives for buyers is knowing that they're going to be able to write off the closing costs at the end of the year. Has this changed?
No, the rules that your people are accustomed to play when it comes to the tax law in that area have not changed. There have been some changes in different areas, and overall they're positive for people. We're still navigating through all the tax bill because this was given to us, the final version, at the end of the year. But overall, whether it's related to real estate or other aspect of the tax law, the reality is that most Americans are going to see tax savings.
That's a good news.
And that goes from tax rates, increased deduction in some areas, there's some adjustment in some other areas, but overall people will see improvements. And what that means is that the overall people are going to be paying less taxes. If you pay less taxes, the money has to go somewhere, it basically stays with you. And then you can spend it, save it, invest it, do whatever you want to do.
It's good for business.
Correct. Good for business, for people, good for people having choice, basically, what to do with that.
That's good, that's good. So what about the deductions that homeowners are used to, such as the interest paid over the loan? Any changes?
Right, so people can actually deduct the interest that they pay in their mortgage, and that continues. At the top level, there's some reduction in the amount, the cap of the mortgage that you can have. Before, under the old law, it was $1 million for the loan that you had to pay mortgage interest, and then you can add $100,000 for improvement to the house. So up to $1.1 million on the value of the mortgage. That went down to $750,000. Still, most Americans will be able to benefit. If you're above, there's going to be some cap on how much you can benefit for that, and that is for personal. In the property taxes, you will continue to be able to deduct them. There's some cap about the amount of people. It will affect, again, people at the top level. Most people will see that will be able to deduct. No, most people will be able to deduct most, if not all, of their property taxes.
But property taxes, do you think they're going to go up?
Well, property taxes will go up. It will be depending on the county and the property percent, the value. I mean, property taxes going up necessarily is not a bad thing. That means that your investment is actually doing better.
But we're going to pay more taxes.
And what I tell people with that is, and that is the first person because I work with taxes, your taxes necessarily going up, they're not necessarily a bad thing, because you have to, in this country, you have to make money basically to pay the taxes. So that means they're actually doing extremely well.
Okay.
Correct.
Dade County, do you know if we can pay the property taxes in advance?
As long as my understanding is as long as but we're past already with that. So with as long as they were assessed before that, you could prepay the one for 2018. Yes.
Okay. Well, let's now talk about sellers, and let's start with capital gains. And let's just briefly explain the definition of capital gains for those that don't understand what capital gains is.
Well, capital gain basically is on an asset. Some of your investment basically is usually done with after-tax money, meaning that you pay tax already for that, and then you invest that money. And then that money generate additional money if you hold it for more than a year. So we always, because the person is making a risk, we give them what is called a preferential treatment. And then your taxes will go, is usually the tax rate that you usually pay is around 15% less than what you normally would have paid on the normal. Correct. That remains the same for people. So the tax bracket has not changed. It's either 0%, 15%, or 20% at the higher tax bracket. That remains the same. Has no change whatsoever.
Good news. And let me ask you a question now. If I buy a property, a house.
And sorry, one that interests people is the one that people use the most, and that is very attractive, is the capital gains on your personal residence. you continue to have that benefit. You don't have to
Yeah,
pay
like
taxes.
married couples, they have like
$500,000 a gain.
So that still
Correct.
the
That
same.
stays the same.
And
Correct.
single is 250, I think.
Correct.
250. So
Correct.
that stays the same. Okay, good news. And let me ask you, because that's another thing that people are talking about. If I buy a house, do I have to live in the property a minimum of years to be exempt of capital gains?
Correct. On some of the versions, especially House of Representatives, they were going to increase the amount of years they needed to live from five out of the last 8. The Senate version scratched that and actually stays the same. Two out of the last 5 years you have to live in the property. So you can be in a situation that it was a former resident of yours and now it's an investment. As long as you qualify on the 2 out of the last 5 years, you can exclude that gain.
Wow. Good to know.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for this time. I really appreciate it. Remember, when doing your taxes, go to the experts. There's nothing more intimidating than receiving a letter from the IRS and not knowing what to do. From a personal experience, having Eli and his staff, knowing that I just have to call them and they will take care of everything. No headaches, no stress, no problem. So go to the expert. Thanks for watching. See you next time. And remember, like my page on Facebook and follow me on Instagram. Thank you.